Paid versus free trials for your dance or theatre school. Which is best? Hi, I'm Sarah and I am founder of The Dance Den, and I help dance and theatre school owners to scale their business on their terms. So let's get into this, okay? Paid versus free trials. Well, let's start with why trials are really important, okay? Now, number one, they remove the barrier to participation. There can always be a hesitation over will they like it, will they not like it, so on and so forth. But by having that little trial period, you know, depending on what you want, some people do 1 week, some do 2, some do 4. It's your choice how long you do it, but it just means that by having those couple of weeks, it just means that they are able to go, yes, this is the right dance school for me or not. If you heard that moan, that's my new puppy in the background. Post-COVID, people are a little bit hesitant. They're a little bit like, should we not? So there's that, again, there's that thought process of a trial just helps them get over the barrier to coming into the classes. There is also the cost of living crisis. You know, people are not necessarily going to go, yeah, that's fine, I'll pay for a term. And then if they don't like it, you know, maybe they've got the money to just waste, you know, but most people really don't. So again, having that trial just means, yes, they love it. Now we're going to commit to the term. Okay. It's also a really good selling point for you. A really good selling point for you, because all of those things that I have mentioned previous to this, so removing the barrier, post-COVID, you might be hesitant to joining a new activity, and the cost of living, it's all selling points that you can say, actually, we do this trial because we understand da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, so it's a really good point for that. So, paid versus free. Now, they are both viable, and I will never tell you which one to do. I will say, however, I have done paid, I have done paid with enrollment fee, I have gone to free, and then I went back to paid, okay? In my 24 years as a dance school owner, that's the journey that I took within trials. However, it is really down to you what you feel that is best. I am, as you can tell, an advocate for paid trials because I went paid, free, paid. I went back to it, okay? That's just through my personal experience, but I'm not, having a go at anyone if you're doing free trials. It's just what works best for you. But let's talk through the possibilities anyway, okay? Okay, so free. Pros of a free, yeah? Obviously, it's free, okay? You will cast the net wider, all right? You will reach a wider audience with a free product, okay? Now, in my membership program, I teach something called Fish for Family, which is my ideal client way of working. So who are you speaking to? Who is your ideal client? And you want to attract your ideal client to you. And my Fish for Family does that, okay? Now, when you really work to who you want to bring into your dance school, you're likely to have a higher success rate of people who follow on from the trial. So by casting your net wider and offering a free trial, the positive is people who might not have looked to dance or your dance school before will potentially now join, right? The negative to that is that there is likely to be a lower conversion rate on the other side of the free trial just because you potentially didn't have that ideal client come in. You had a anyone client come in. Does that make sense? Okay. Another pro is that it's easy to market and easy to implement. Yeah, just come along. Obviously, you're going to need safety details for that child, but it's easy to market. It also gives you helpful information actually on those who didn't commit and to give you feedback because you've got that wider reach, you'll get a bit more feedback than someone else who's having a paid trial who might have a smaller reach. Okay. There are cons, obviously, and I've spoken of one of them, but one of the biggest ones that I see is that there is trial abuse, for want of a better word. It's a really harsh word, actually, where they come, they try out, they have no intention of signing up. They're just taking the freebie for the freebie's sake. Okay, so there is that element of people out there who will do that. You have to remember about value too, that when people actually give you money and say, yes, I'm paying for this and I'm coming to this trial, there's an intrinsic value in them giving their hard-earned cash over to you. So there's that to remember as well. Now, let's go on to paid pros, okay? Which relates to people giving their money, when they pay their money, they are more invested in actually coming to that trial. They're going, I've paid for this, we are going to rock up. So they're probably going to be more likely to turn up. They're certainly going to be more likely to communicate, and it will potentially, filter out those freebie hunters, yes? Also, let's not forget, let's not forget the actual revenue that you're going to gain, the additional revenue that you're going to gain by having those trials come in. You know, if you are charging, let's just say £5 a class, and you get 5 in on that week, that's an additional £25 a week for you. You know, multiply that by, let's just say, 38 weeks of the year, that's just under £1,000 extra, just because you're paying, that you're being paid for the trial classes that are being taken. So let's not forget that. That's a big part of it, okay? So the cons of paid trials is strategic planning. So because you're less likely to cast the net really wide, you're more likely to attract your ideal customer, which is ideal. You're more likely to have less people coming in. I cannot get my words out on this YouTube. Right. So therefore, it is about strategic planning. When are you opening your doors? When are you doing a campaign? When are you doing an offer? You really have to plan this in so that you're pulling in the right type of people to your dance school. The other thing with the paid trial, it just could be more difficult to sell. All right. So those are your pros and cons of paid and free trials. Now, as I said at the beginning, what you choose to do is totally up to you. But I do want you to think about these things as to whether, if you're free, whether paid trials are something that your school should go to in the future. So therefore, you have got other options, mind. You can do things like a week pass. This works particularly well if you've got a dance school that has, 15 different dance styles that they pay, or free, up to you, for a week's pass. And then they can drop in or take as many classes, or take 8 classes within a week, whatever it is. So they can go, oh, I like that one, I like that one, I like that one. That's a really good way of you upping a multiple sale. So that student can go from 1 class a week to potentially 2, 3, 4, 5 classes a week, just by sampling all the other various options that you have for them. Yeah, you can do things like incentives. Like during this period, especially if you've got a paid trial, let's say you've got a 2-week paid trial, so therefore it's £10, during the course of this particular week within the year, to celebrate spring, International Dance Day, whatever day you want to pick, or it don't even have to be a day. Just for this week, we're doing 50% off. So they can have 2 trials for £5. Again, they're still giving you a little bit of money, but it's a bit of an incentive for them to come. So there are the things that you can think about when it comes to, enticing more people into your school. And if enticing your people into your school is something that you want to know more about, then join me on my free 5-day challenge to enroll students. Now, if you're watching this in February, it's running from the 26th of February 2024. If you're watching this after the fact, then follow me on my socials, because I will be running this challenge at least twice a year. So you can hop on this challenge at any time you want. All right. Within, when I'm running it anyway. I'm going to go and get my teeth in. Please subscribe. My videos are not always this disjointed. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.